Well, welcome to another Memphis Monday 158. Today we're going to build a nightstand, and I think it's going to be a pretty good, pretty nice little project. So let's knock off that chit chat and go over and see what the plan is. My friend said she needed a nightstand, and she gave me these dimensions. And now in our wonderful age of the internet, she just took out her phone and said, I like this design right here. To make sure that I was able to reproduce that, I went ahead and made a prototype. You can see I made it out of OSB plywood, treated deck lumber. This is made from exterior pine, but I think it is fairly true to the design. Let me give you a front view. So here you can see I'm holding up the picture here that we're trying to copy, and you can see it's a fairly accurate representation. To speed things along, I've gone ahead and built the carcass because there's a lot of other things that I want to cover. Yeah, the first thing we're going to build are these, it serves as both trim and also the legs. We're going to be using this very light poplar. It stains real good, and I think it's going to work good. Here's a close-up of the trim on our prototype. You can see that it wraps around here. And what it is this this wider piece goes like that, and then the narrow piece will be just like this. So here I just line this this narrower piece right flush with that the carcass side there, and I'll nail that in place, and then the wide piece will make up our front, will be attached just like that. I'll be attaching it with these 18 gauge 1.25" brads. You can see they go through and leave a 1/4 inch clearance there. Okay, a real small amount of glue. Remember, I just took the time to sand this, so I don't want to mess it up with any squeeze out. So I'm going to be real careful with the glue. But remember, poplar glues up real good. That's the reason it's so popular, I think, in the furniture making. Okay, remember to set your gun where it indents those brads. And I always fill these as I go. Fill these brad holes. It gives you time to think. And also, at the end of the day, when you're thinking about finishing the project, you don't want to have to worry about filling holes. And one of the real attractive features of this, I think, is this wide trim across here, and it's the same for this trim, and then this cross trim here. So that's what we're going to install now, this right here. Now I wish it was harder, but it isn't. I'll go ahead and nail it and then show it to you. I've tried every kind of variety of this wood filler. If I buy the big pots, it dries out on me. The tubes clog up like you just saw. I'm going to start buying. I bought a couple of these small tubes, and maybe I'll just buy a small tube for every project because I have a lot of trouble with it. So now you can see we have our wraparound trim. It's 2 inches wide here, and then we have our 1.25 inch trim that comes up and meets it here at the edge, and so we have 2 inches across here also. All right, I'll go ahead and put the other 3 corners on, and we'll be on a roll. And just like that, we got it sitting up on its legs. We still have to bevel these legs. We'll do that later. Now we're going to need to put the trim on, the horizontal trim on. Let's think about that. Okay, the positioning and the width of this horizontal trim, here looking at the prototype, depends on these drawer captures here. The placement of these, because we're going to actually attach this trim to these drawer captures. We're making our drawers completely different than we've done before. About 80% or more of the drawers we've done, I use these 100% slide out drawer guides, but we're having our drawer fronts are going to be flush with the cabinet front, so these are much harder to install in that situation, so we're not going to use them. But it's not the only way this isn't the only way to install drawers by any means. I just like them. Our drawers in this project are going to slide in. Are going to slide in like this. And you can see that they're captured by these drawer guides here. See that? For the prototype, I just used whatever pieces of wood I could get my hands on. This happens to be a piece of treated 2x4, but it's really too soft as a drawer capture because you want to make those out of hardwood. So the question is, where do I position these 2 inner drawer captures? And I want this drawer and this drawer to be the same size. So how I'm solving this puzzle is I made these little blocks here, and that will position these 2 and make them the same. And then the top drawer doesn't have to be the same because there's only one of those, and I want it smaller. So if I take these measurements, I can see that this top drawer is 5.5, and the middle drawers, or the middle and the bottom drawer, are 6.5. So the weight of the drawers will be on this. So I'm being real careful to attach them with glue and screws. Okay, here you can see how these drawer guides work. You just slide them in on these runners here. So that holds the weight of it. And then the top runner here it serves as the bottom runner for the drawer above it, but it also is an anti-tip mechanism for the drawer there. So this is the reason we had to put these drawer captures in first, because the trim will exactly cover those drawer captures. I don't think these two, I don't think this trim takes any weight, but I'm gluing it anyway. Well, there's our cabinet. Let's start worrying about the drawers. I got the stock for our drawers all cut out. What I'm doing now is putting a rabbet right along the bottom edge. I mean a dado that will receive the bottom. Well, to make sure I didn't do anything stupid, I'm going to see if this drawer fits. Well, it looks like it fits perfect. When I said fits perfect, what I mean is I got just enough room here. I pushed the drawer all the way in, and then I have just enough space here for my drawer front, which will go in there like that. Doing the drawers like this is so easy you feel like you're cheating. Basically just stick your bottom in there and then reach under there with a pencil and mark it. And I use these bottoms to square up the box, and the only thing you got to remember is if you can use the bottoms to square up the box, you got to make sure the bottoms are square. So our little box is done. I think this is one of the smaller drawers. We'll go in there just like that. Now on the prototype, I put these drawer fronts, I let them hang over about 1/2 inch on either side. And I got to thinking, you know, you don't need to do that. You can make the drawer front exactly the size of the box, and it'll work just as good. So our drawer fronts on the project today will come right out to the edge of the box. Okay, they're cut to length. Now let's cut them to, let's cut the width. And attaching these drawer fronts is much easier than what we usually do, because all you got to do is turn the drawer over, get it centered, I put one of our drawer fronts on. Let's make sure we didn't do anything stupid. I'll put the knobs on. And we can We can put the drawers in and see what she looks like. I'll go ahead and fill these nail holes. And then the last construction thing we have to do is cut those legs. There's our little nice nightstand. A little bit of hand sanding, and I think we can put some stain on it. I got her sanded down a little bit. Put a little stain on it. I'm using a color called Carrington, and I'm really taking my time and trying to do a good job. So this is the kind of look we're going for, kind of clear and elegant looking. Okay, I'll go ahead and stain the rest of this piece and we'll take a look at it. Oh, there's our little nightstand with the little slanting legs, flush drawers. Made out of poplar. A lot like the prototype, except just with better wood. Well, that'll do it for another Memphis Monday. Memphis Monday 158. Today we built this little nightstand. There's nothing wrong with the prototype of just not made as with this nice wood. But anyway, like and share and comment and Facebook and tweet and all the other stuff you do on the internet. But most important, what is it? That's right. Make sure you're back here next week for another exciting Memphis Monday. Thanks for playing along.